noise? Yes. This is the kind of the background of stand-up comedy. You guys don't normally get to see this. That's better. Okay. Our next comic, you guys are going to love this guy. He's been performing all around the cities here. He's from New Brighton, and he's a man who single-handedly is returning respectability to the handlebar mustache. Please welcome Mr. David Christison.
Thank you. Does some of you here have a late model rusted out blue Hyundai? Your car is a piece of shit. So we're gonna get that sucker out of the parking lot. I don't want it anywhere near my car. You probably noticed that I have a really bitchin' handlebar mustache. And it's really, I'm kind of amazed that mustaches in general have such a bad reputation. Before I met my wife, I went on a blind date. I went to this restaurant and met the gal, and she looks at me and she says, "Well, I like my men clean shaven." I said, "I like my women clean shaven, but what are we going to do about that?" Well, mustaches aren't just for hipsters and women who have given up. In my case, it's a family tradition. We have a long history of, strange and unusual facial hair, and Grandma's really set us all, and it's not like I'm a 70s porn star, or it's not like, I'm a relief pitcher for the Diamondbacks. And I've never tied a fair maiden to the railroad tracks. Maybe a headboard or a bedpost. Never to the railroad tracks. I gotta say, I sound pretty nasal tonight. I had a massive cold this week, and I've never had sinus pressure. I felt like I snorted a Charlie Sheen size rock of cocaine that was just burning up here, this whole Charlie Sheen stuff, I think it's pretty funny that, when somebody in Hollywood goes totally crazy, it's all pretty funny until they run out of money, isn't it, But, I heard he's got a new reality show coming up, 3.5 grams. So, and I just can't help but thinking of the old Hannah Nicole. Remember Hannah Nicole Smith? She had that train wreck of a reality show for a while. And it's just like watching somebody die on screen, and I prefer that type of stuff in like an hour and a half, not a long drawn out series. So I just can't imagine, what would you do with Charlie Sheen at this point when he's already gone this far? Bring in Lindsay Lohan, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, there you go, there's a reality show that defies reality. But the thing about, Charlie is that, his given name is something, Carlito Estevez. All right, so the guy's Hispanic. All right, his lineage goes into Mexico, and I can't help but think how many Mexicans have died, to get cocaine to Charlie Sheen. And I think that, there needs, we need to make a stand, and we need to contact our celebrities and tell them that they need to start demanding that their cocaine comes packaged with little disclaimers that say that no Mexicans are harmed in the distribution, the manufacture, and, getting the cocaine here. There's got to have it. I mean, the celebrities got tuna or dolphins out of tuna. They need to get the Mexicans out of coke. So, recently, I was diagnosed with adult ADD, attention deficit disorder, and it was a pretty wild ride, 45 years old. And, along the way, people ask, well, how come they never caught this in school? And I'm like, I went to some rural school, and if you were hyperactive, they prescribed severe beatings. And if you were like me, the kind of kid who just kind of go off into a daze, they prescribe shame therapy. You're lazy, you're stupid, you're crazy, And I gotta tell you, what? I am not crazy or stupid. Thank you. So, but after a while, I really embraced the laziness. You know, it's like, you know, I can aspire to laziness. And, you know, life goes on, and, you know, it was just one catastrophe and one despairing thing after another. And you know, I don't want you to feel bad for me. It got better. So, you know, but along the way, you know, I started the process of getting diagnosed. And, you know, I knew something was wrong with me. And I knew my wife wasn't happy because I started finding all these vacation flyers around the house, like, you know, jet skiing in Mexico, you know, and, you know, spelunking in Tora Bora, you know, and there's just other things, you know, little hints that she dropped along the way that she really wasn't happy with the way things were going. And so I start this process, you know, and the doctor wants to give me meds, you know, and it's like, are these safe? I mean, you hear a lot in the news about people taking, you know, the medication for ADD and they abuse it. And he said, well, you know, as long as you don't drink and get your head bashed in by a team football captain or football team captain, you're good. I said, so I got to quit watching the Vikings too, huh? Well, you know, it's been pretty good, and the meds have been pretty interesting, you know. It really helps me focus. And that's kind of a good thing, and it's kind of a bad thing. Because now, if somebody is really boring, I can really pay attention to them. Or like, whereas before when my wife was getting on me about something, I was able to like let my mind drift off into some other happy place. And now I actually have to listen to what she's saying. And, you know, with knowledge comes responsibility. So I'm actually expected to make some changes in my life. You know, it's just not, you know. But, you know, and, you know, I just want to say, you know, there's always the stereotype of the ADD kid, all right, sitting there watching the butterfly and just off in his own little world. Now, that's not really the case, you know, because what it is that you have your brain is just running 100 miles an hour, but the point where you express it is all screwed up. It's slow. Example, normal guy standing at a bar, cute gal comes in, he says, oh, she's cute, I think I'm going to go talk to her. ADD brain. Oh, wow, she's a knockout. Look at her, man. You look at her eyes, you can see the depths of her compassion. She is, I could just tell she's just intelligent, super smart. She's probably got a great job, drives a good car. You know, I think we'd be great together. I can envision our honeymoon. That's how the ADD brain works. Normal guy, gal gets up there, it's like he gives you the, hey, how are you? ADD guy says, nice rack? Yeah. So that's kind of how, you know, that kind of goes. And so like the kid watching the butterflies, he's not watching the butterflies flopping around out there. He's thinking, I wonder what they could do with the laser guidance system. And he's filling in all the blanks. You know, I bet you we could arm butterflies, and then we could use them to invade Iraq and all that stuff, you know. So that's kind of one of the short, you know, kind of a, you know, a little peek into the world of the ADD brain for you there. But you know, I don't like to talk about politics, but I got to say one thing. Couldn't have Obama picked somebody other than William Shatner to be his speech coach? Right? Think about it. You can get your health care for cheaper if you let the government take care of it. You know, right? Arm your phasers to stun them. So, I want to thank you all. You've been a wonderful audience.
There he goes, David Christison. Yay!